Hello friends, I welcome you once again in this course. In this video, we are going to learn some important definitions which we will be using frequently while understanding the standard of ISO 45001. Here the important part is not to memorize these definitions but to build the understanding as the concept is crucial instead of mere words. So let us start with our first definition, which is interested party. What is interested party? Look, no organization works in isolation. Whether you are related to production, service industry, or a combination of both, there will always be persons that can affect your organization positively or negatively. Similarly, there will be persons that will be affected by the working of your organization. In both cases, these persons will be your interested party. We can also use the term stakeholders, but the recommended term which we are going to use throughout our discussion will be interested party. For instance, if you are a textile industry, then wastewater produced can affect the nearby lands of people, so they will be your interested party. Similarly, the city government will also be your interested party. So the definition of interested party is any person or an organization that can affect, be affected, or perceive itself to be affected by a decision or activity of an organization is known as interested party. So let's move to our second definition, which is worker. Workers are not only the employees of an organization. By worker, we mean anyone that is working under control of an organization. That could be third party contractors as well. So this is very important to remember that the workers, the third party contractors are also comes under the category of the workers of an organization. So let's move to our next definition, which is of contractor. From the definition of worker, there arises our next definition about contractors. Various organizations outsource some of their work, like outsourcing cleaning services, construction services, etc. These will be considered the contractors and will be the part of implementing this standard. So our next definition is requirement. In organizations, there are some needs that are mandatory and has to be fulfilled in order to have smooth work flowing, and there are some expectations that are not stated but interested parties implies that this should be fulfilled. So there are two terms. One is mandatory requirements and the other one is expectation, and both of these terms comes under the category of requirement. So any need or expectation that is stated or generally implied or which is obligatory is your requirement. Our next definition is legal and other requirements. This is a bit different from the previous definition of requirement. Basically, there are two kinds of requirements. One is legal, that the organization must comply. For example, an electric utility working in US, UK, or Canada must comply with their national electric code. Our next definition is top management. What is top management? Basically, the role of top management is crucial in implementing this standard, and by top management, we mean person or group of people who directs and controls an organization at the highest level. So let's move to our next definition, which is OH&S management system, occupational health and safety management system. The purpose of implementing the system is to avoid injury or ill health to workers. For this, first thing is to write OH&S policy that shows intent of an organization to achieve its OH&S objectives. Therefore, we define OH&S management system as a management system that provides a framework to achieve OH&S policy. Next definition is hazard. Hazard is basically any source with a potential to cause injury or ill health. Our next definition is risk. Risk is defined as the uncertainty, the likelihood that a hazard may pose a harm to any person or a group of people. Our next definition is measurement. Basically, measurement is a process of determining any sort of mathematical value. We will use this term when we discuss about the calibration process. Our next definition is monitoring. Here comes an important differentiation between monitoring and measurement. Monitoring is determining the status of an activity in a given instant, whereas measurement is a process to determine a mathematical value. This difference must be kept in mind at all times. Our next definition is non-conformity. Now, this is very important definition. We say a non-conformity has occurred when a requirement is not fulfilled. I hope you remember the definition of requirement. So whenever a requirement is not fulfilled, we say that a non-conformity has occurred. For example, as we will see later, if commitment to fulfill legal requirement is missing in policy, then we term it as a major non-conformance. Next definition is corrective action. In case of non-conformity, any organization will definitely take some steps or some actions to eliminate the causes. These actions will be termed as corrective actions. Remember that preventive actions were the part of OSA's 18001 standard. However, ISO 45001 do not use this term. Instead, the standard implies that by implementing this standard, you are already taking preventive measures. Next definition is continual improvement. So these are some important definitions. What I need you to do is to pause and go through this video one more time before proceeding to the next video. Till then, have a good day.